Obviously coming off a win, we're 1-0 in the Big East. Got a good road win at DePaul to finish 2018. Hopefully we can get off on the right foot here in 2019 against a really good Seton Hall team. They've been battle tested. Obviously beat St. John's, they're 1-0 as well in the Big East play, but they've won at Maryland. They beat UK on a neutral site. They beat Miami and Florida on a neutral site. They got some great wins, and they're very well coached. Kevin Willard does a great job. Miles Powell's one of the best guards in the entire country. He poses a big challenge for us. Just like it seems like every game, we play against great players, whether it's Max Strus last game, but Miles is about as good as any player that we played. That's for dang sure. They're always a tough team. We have to really answer the bell on the glass. We have to take care of the ball. Those have been our two big focuses here over Christmas break. So looking forward to playing.
What makes Miles so dangerous tonight?
Number one, they run really good stuff for him. Kevin Willard does a great job of scheming to get him plays, to get shots off. But he has an ability. He never gets tired. You think of growing up, I think of guys like Reggie Miller or Richard Hamilton, guys that really, really move well without the ball, which I think is a lost art in the game. He has that ability. He can run all day long, and he can run dead sprint and get a shot off and make shots. He makes tough ones from 30 feet. From 25 feet. He's got deep, deep, deep range. But he also knows how to play. It's just like he has a really high IQ. He has an understanding of how to get open, how to change speed. He's not a guy, I wouldn't say that's like ultra athletic or anything by any means, but he changes speeds really well in his cuts, and he uses his arms, does a good job of pushing off and create a little separation because he just needs just a little bit of daylight to get his shot off. But he is an elite, elite shot maker.
The last few games, when you've played a team like DePaul with Max Strus and Antoine Davis with Detroit, Quentin's gotten kind of that job of locking that guy up. Do you anticipate that he'll kind of be the guy on Miles Powell this game?
I think, for sure some. I think a good portion of it. I think Najee will as well. Paul will as well. I think we have to, because he runs even more than Antoine Davis did from Detroit and Max Strus. So we got to give him different looks. We got to keep fresh legs on him. I think that's really, really important. But Q has done a great job, a really, really good job the last couple games of really locking in and making it tough on those opponents because they're going to make some because they're really good players. And Miles Powell's going to make some tomorrow, hopefully not many. But Q's been doing a really good job making things tough on the opponents.
How much do you think that's become part of his identity? He's in this new role. He's a scorer, he's a distributor, but now he's becoming your best defender as well.
Yeah, I think he takes a lot of pride in it. I think he's really stepped up to that challenge. Hopefully we can have more guys become our best defenders as well. But Q's doing a great job. Like I said, I think he is enjoying that role and those challenges in the games.
How good do you feel about the team right now, Travis? The way you guys played with Paul to get off in conference play with that kind of start. Do you feel any different about your team?
I think we've gotten better. We're not where we want to be. That's for dang sure. But I do think we're getting better. I think our synergy's better as a team. I think our grit, our response that we had, that was the thing that we've talked ad nauseum about as far as just what is going to be our response when adversity hits. You have to embrace adversity. And I felt like our huddles were different at DePaul for the first time all year. You could look into our guys' eyes and they still believed, even though we were down by 5. It was 6 points with 5 minutes to go. It's like I told those, or 5 minutes ago, there's plenty of time. Basketball's all about games of runs and what's our response. And I felt like, we stuck to who we were in those moments. So I think we've matured for sure. I think we've grown up. I think obviously Q getting more comfortable in his role. He's played really well the last, probably 4 or 5 games. And that makes a big difference when you have your point guard, be able to really have command at both ends of the floor. That gives you a chance no matter who you're playing.
Travis, how do you prepare for this team's height? They have 3 guys above 6'10", so they're going to throw a lot of different things at you guys with Zach and Tyreek. How do you expect to respond to that?
Yeah, I think Seton Hall, when you think of those guys over the years, the 5 years we've been in the Big East, it's always a game of toughness, and they are going to try to get you on the glass. They're going to try to make the game choppy. They're going to change defenses. They're going to try to turn you over. You know, they do that, and then they have those big guys in that back line trying to protect the rim. I think the biggest thing with those guys is keeping them off the glass. You know, Sandro's a really skilled kid. The other guys are more 2 feet and in, 3 feet and in. But we have to answer that physicality with Tyreek and with Zach, and even Ryan. You know, like because we play Ryan a lot at the 4, and I've made a big challenge to him over the last couple games. Like, hey, listen, if you want to play, you got to be able to block out. You have to be able to hold your own, and you know what? He's been doing that. He's been taking more pride in those areas, which I think's really helped him and helped our team, because we're a different team when we have Ryan Welch on the floor offensively.
How cool is it for you to see Trayvon Blewett and JP McCura be called up to the NBA teams within short order?
Yeah, really proud of those guys. Happy for them. Excited for them. Excited to see what comes. You know, like I hope that. And I texted both those guys. You know, take advantage of their opportunities that they have, whatever they are. You know, be a great teammate. But they deserve it. I mean, they were. You know, you always watch film of last year's games. So, like, obviously, I watched both our games versus Seton Hall last year, and obviously, JP had the big tip dunk right last year at Seton Hall. Kind of sealed the game in a lot of ways. But he played tremendous the entire game. And then I watched the game here. I think Trayvon had 37 or 38, 39, whatever he had. He had a lot of points. But just those were 2 tremendous players. And, you know, they did a lot for Xavier, and I'm glad that they're able to reach their goals, which is to the NBA.
How do you expect Seton Hall to defend you guys? Like, what do you think they're going to try to do?
I think they'll be disruptive. You know, like they're going to try to pick up full court. They'll go 2-2-1 press. You know, back to 2-3 matchup to man. You know, they'll try to. I don't want to call it junk it up, but they change defenses a lot. And but they're going to try to be disruptive. You know, they're going to be handsy. They want to create turnovers, create offense off their defense. And again, we got to have our goal is 11 turnovers or less. And we did that against DePaul. We had 11. We had several charges there in that one stint. 3 of them were charges, or at least 3 or 4 of them were charges. But we got to take care of the ball. I think that's the first and foremost. And whether they're in matchup zone or whether they're in man, it's not going to change our offense at all. I could care less what defense what they're in. I want to be in attack mode. We have to move the ball, play inside out, whether it's posting it, driving it. Again, if that results in an open 3, we have to take that shot. I think that was one of the reasons why we were turning the ball over there for a little bit at such a high rate, is I think our guys were trying to drive it too much. And sometimes you drive yourself into trouble. And whatever results it ends in, and again, then we got to get on the glass. So, but I do think they'll switch defenses a lot, and I think they'll try to apply pressure. You know, we got to do a great job taking care of that ball.
With that, is this a game where you kind of lean on Paul's athleticism to kind of do more for the team?
He played tremendous last year in both the games against Seton Hall. At Seton Hall, he was really, really good, and here he was really good as well. Yeah, you know, Paul's our identity guy in a lot of ways. Like, he is a tough kid. He never backs down from a challenge. He's going to rebound. He's going to kind of fill the stat sheet. I think this is a great game for Paul, as I do every other game, to be honest. Paul's when he gets up and down, you know, and he gets about toughness, you know, again, he's going to answer those bells pretty good.